I am Michael Brooks, and this month's Social Security payment calendar has details inside it that most recipients have never been told about. If you want to know before Dolores did, before the June payment schedule drops and the Medicare premium adjustment window opens, subscribe right now so you don't miss it. Before we go any further, I want to say this clearly. Your Social Security benefit is not being cut. It is not being eliminated. No legislation currently in effect is removing your payment. What we are talking about today is timing, when your money arrives in May 2026, and why understanding that calendar protects you from the exact situation Dolores found herself in. Knowing this puts you weeks ahead of most people receiving these same payments. That is the only advantage I can give you, and today it is a meaningful one. Why the May 2026 payment calendar looks different, and what the SSA's own schedule says. The Social Security Administration pays retirement, disability, and survivor benefits on a Wednesday-based schedule tied entirely to the recipient's date of birth. This is governed under the rules established when Congress restructured the payment system in the 1990s to reduce banking strain on a single day. According to SSA Gov's official payment schedule for 2026, recipients born on the 1st through the 10th of any month receive payment on the second Wednesday of that month. Those born between the 11th and the 20th receive payment on the third Wednesday, and those born between the 21st and the 31st receive payment on the fourth Wednesday. In May 2026, here is what that looks like in practice. The second Wednesday falls on May 13th, the third Wednesday falls on May 20th, the fourth Wednesday falls on May 27th. That final date is the one that requires your attention, because May 27th is just 2 business days before the Memorial Day federal holiday on May 26th, and federal holidays affect processing windows at many financial institutions. If your bank observes Memorial Day and operates on a reduced processing schedule, your payment initiated on the 27th may not post until May 28th or later, depending on your institution's ACH processing cutoff. The SSA itself does not move the payment date for Memorial Day in this instance, because the 27th precedes the holiday rather than falling on it. But the downstream effect on posting can still shift your access by 24 to 48 hours. The average Social Security retirement benefit as of early 2026 sits at approximately $1,976 per month, according to SSA data. The maximum benefit for someone retiring at full retirement age is $3,820 per month. For the roughly 12 million Americans who receive SSI, Supplemental Security Income, the federal base payment in 2026 is $967 per month for an individual, reflecting the 2.5% COLA adjustment that took effect in January. For SSI recipients specifically, SSA.gov confirms that whenever the first of the month falls on a weekend or holiday, SSI payments are issued on the last business day of the prior month. In May 2026, the SSI payment is issued on Friday, May 1st, because May 1st is a regular business day. No shift applies this month for SSI, but that is only May. June's SSI payment behavior will be different, and we will cover that when the time comes. The insider detail buried in SSA processing guidelines that most recipients have never seen. Here is something that does not appear on the SSA's public-facing FAQ pages, but is documented in the SSA's Program Operations Manual system, what the agency calls the POMS, reference section GN024U1. The SSA initiates electronic fund transfers to your bank 2 business days before your scheduled payment Wednesday. That means the funds leave SSA's system and enter the ACH network on Monday for a Wednesday payment. Your bank, once it receives that ACH file, has a window of time in which it can post it early, or hold it until the settlement date. Many credit unions and community banks post early, which is why some recipients see their payment on Tuesday or even Monday. Larger national banks more often hold to the Wednesday settlement date exactly. If you have always assumed your payment arrives Wednesday and it showed up Tuesday, that is why. Conversely, if your bank experiences any ACH processing delay, it may not post until Thursday. Understanding this 2-day upstream window explains why the payment sometimes appears to move without the SSA changing anything. The cross-system reveal: how your May payment date connects to Medicare and your tax filing. This is the part almost no one connects, and it has a direct dollar consequence. If you are receiving Social Security and enrolled in Medicare Part B, your Part B premium is deducted directly from your Social Security payment before it is deposited into your account. In 2026, the standard Medicare Part B monthly premium is $185, as confirmed by Medicare.gov and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The maximum income-related adjustment, what CMS calls IRMA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount, can bring that premium as high as $628.90 per month for individuals with reported income above $500,000 per the CMS IRMA brackets published in the Federal Register for 2026. Here is the cross-system connection that matters for May specifically. CMS determines your 2026 IRMA surcharge based on your 2024 federal tax return, which the IRS shares with CMS under an established data sharing agreement authorized by the Social Security Act, Section 1839I. If your 2024 income was higher than usual, perhaps you sold a property, took a required minimum distribution, or received a one-time pension settlement, CMS may have assigned you a higher IRMA bracket for 2026 without any direct notification you recognized as an IRMA A letter. That bracket applies to every monthly payment this year. If you have noticed your net deposit is lower than expected this spring, that premium adjustment is the first place to look. You can appeal an IRMA determination using SSA Form SSA 44, available at SSA.gov if you experienced a qualifying life-changing event, retirement, divorce, or death of a spouse that reduced your income since 2024. Dolores, for her part, was not subject to IRMA. Her income had been the same for years. But the connection between her payment date and her prescription pickup window was functionally identical to what IRMA does, a downstream consequence of an upstream government calendar decision that nobody explained to her until after it had already cost her something. The physical money reframe. The money arriving in your account on the 13th, the 20th, or the 27th of this month is not a government benefit in the sense that word implies charity. It is a return on a mandatory contribution you made to a federal insurance program through every paycheck you ever received. The SSA reports that the average worker contributes to Social Security for 35 years before claiming. That is 35 years of deductions from wages you earned. The money you receive each month is yours in the most direct sense. It is a scheduled repayment of forced savings, with interest calculated against your lifetime earnings record. Treating it accordingly, protecting it, tracking it, knowing when it arrives and what can delay it, is not paranoia. It is financial self-respect. Dolores eventually sorted it out. She called her credit union after the 4-day gap and asked them to notify her by text message the moment any ACH deposit posts to her account, a free service she had not known the credit union offered. She also called SSA to confirm her payment date, and a representative confirmed that her birth date put her in the 4th Wednesday group and that the 27th was in fact her scheduled date for May. It took her 3 phone calls and about 2 hours total to put that system in place. She did not recover the $43 she borrowed because her neighbor refused to take it back. Dolores said afterward, "I had no idea this was something I had to do." That is the only reason this video exists. The first step you can take this week is to confirm your own payment group by logging into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov My Account. Your payment date is listed there based on your date of birth, and you can also verify the exact amount that will be deposited after any Medicare deduction. If you do not yet have a My Social Security account, Creating one takes about 10 minutes and requires your Social Security number and a valid email address. The second step is to call your bank or credit union this week, not next week, and ask 2 specific questions. Does our institution post ACH deposits early when funds are received ahead of the settlement date? And can I set up a text or email alert for the moment any deposit posts? Both are standard services at most institutions and cost nothing. This single call is what Dolores wishes she had made years ago. The third step is to share this video with one person in your life who is in the same situation. Someone receiving Social Security, on a fixed income, and whose monthly routine depends on knowing when that payment arrives. They may not know their payment group. They may not know about the 2-day upstream ACH window. Send it to them directly, today, before the May 27th date arrives for the people in the 4th group. One more thing before I let you go. The Social Security Administration will never call you on the phone demanding payment, requesting your Social Security number to verify your identity, or asking for gift cards or wire transfers of any kind. The IRS operates under the same rule. Every legitimate communication from either agency arrives by mail, a physical letter with a return address you can verify. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from SSA or the IRS and they ask for money or personal information in any form, hang up immediately. Then call the SSA directly at 1-800-772-2213 or the IRS at 1-800-829-1040 to report the contact. These calls are scams. They are targeting the exact population watching this video. Do not engage. Hang up. If you have experienced a payment delay, a day late, a week late, a posting that caught you off guard, I want to hear about it in the comments below. Tell me what happened and tell me which state you are watching from. This information helps me understand what is actually happening at the ground level for real recipients, and it helps your experience reach someone else who needs to know they are not alone. I am Michael Brooks. You earned these benefits. They deserve protection. Take care of yourself.